Hello and welcome to this first part of an 8-part series with all these fish that I have in Indonesia. All of this footage that I will show you now is my own, and it was shot while I was working at Source from January to May in 2020, during COVID times. Best time I ever had, by the way. That was located on Lombok, right next to Bali, and we had a bunch of dive sites there, so I'll show you a few things here and there. I would highly recommend checking out Source because they do a lot of stuff about coral protection and reefs and mangroves, and it's very good for sustainability. And I was there is because I wanted to learn marine science A-level, and it was recognized by Cambridge, so that's pretty cool. So, first up, we've got some Barracudas. They appeared right above us from about 30 meters deep, and it was an amazing experience because I've never seen so many fish together at once. Well, at least that I've been underneath them. So that's really cool. And then we got other kinds of barracudas, yellowtails. They are generally quite hard to spot because of their silvery scales. So when they come in like this, it's very easy to see them, but they swim just a few meters away and they're like, you can barely see them in the water. It's quite good camouflage. And then we got some other ones, some pickhandle barracudas, also quite hard to see. You can barely even see them here, and that's with color correction. I've tried my hardest with color correction for all of the footage, so please bear with me. But you get what you get sometimes. Apparently they can live for 14 years or more. And needlefish. What have we got to say about those? Other than they look pretty much the same. But you know what, they're also called houndfish, and yeah, they're quite cool. Apparently they tend to leap out of the water in Florida and stab people, but I mean, maybe that's just an old mare's tale. And then we got just small needlefish. They're kind of sweet, cute. These ones are rainbow runners. They followed us on the whole dive, and I actually almost got in a bit of a trouble there at the end because I was so busy filming them that I didn't even realize how close I was to the to the propeller of the boat. But yeah, you learn by those mistakes. I didn't get hurt, obviously. And then we got this pilotfish here, a little stripy one. They tend to follow me around when I'm snorkeling around, not very often, but when I'm going across the channel for where we were, they always followed us around. You can see here that actually they are following in my hair. Sort of like a, what's it called, a camouflage? What camouflage? Hide spot. It's a hiding. It's pretty good, you know. The reason they follow us along is because big predators, like me, in theory, would be picking apart other prey and just, they would take all the scraps. So, it's a win-win for both parts. Except for me, I don't eat things in the water. They grow up, obviously, to be bigger fish. These ones are actually Trevallies, as you may not know already. But these particular fish here, they followed us along for this entire dive. And by the time we had to get out, I felt so bad for them. And these ones here, they are not quite adult yet, because you can still see the stripes. Actually, this is free diving video, so that's why there's no bubbles. You can hear that, no bubbles. And that was about 15 meters deep. This is the first time I ever saw them free diving. I thought that was quite a special experience. And these ones here are proper adult, like Trevally bluefins. This was a very deep dive as well, that's why the colors are a little bit washed. Very blue, this area. So these ones can get to up to about 1 meter long, and this one was just darting towards me. I got a little bit scared, to be honest. But they can get up to about 1 meter long, so quite big. Same with these titanfish here, they can get up to about 1 meter long as well. This one was the largest one I saw. It may not look like it on the video, but it's quite large. People say that titan triggerfishes are really dangerous, but honestly, I never had an issue with it. I even swam across and followed them along, and other triggerfish as well. We got the clown triggerfish. They're also called polka dot triggerfish, which is obviously recent. They're quite interesting as well. You see them quite deep usually. He's got a little white stripe across the face like a clown. It's so funny. This one I actually filmed on a safety stop. And this one is a snapper. The reason I filmed the snapper is because this was the largest one I've ever seen. It was literally, I'm not kidding, like 2 or 3 times as large as any other snappers that I saw. And then goatfish. Oh, what a strange transition, Carsten. What is that about? Well, I'll tell you. For safety reasons, snappers likes to stay in shoals with other fish that looks the same, just so that they're less likely to be picked apart if a predator does come across them. And you can see here is a snapper and a Sweetlips actually, and they all got the same kind of color scheme going on. The snapper's got the black dot on them. And speaking of Sweetlips, this one here is a tiny Sweetlips, a little baby one. You can see it's wiggling. Oh, it's so cute. How often do you see that? Well, in my book, I saw them only a handful of times actually. This one here I saw quite often, but the other one not so often. I think actually this one is a little bit more adult, or maybe a different species of Sweetlips. But they are Sweetlips because they are the only fish that swim like that and wiggle their tail. It's to ward off predators, obviously, but it's not something they do consciously. It's just, you know, what's it called? Survival of the fittest. So they have to do that. And this Sweetlips here was actually staying with me for the whole... this was a snorkel, by the way. It's very interesting. We also have a different Sweetlips. This here Sweetlips is also a Harlequin. However, it's not the same as the other one because that one was black and the other one was brown. But for some reason, the people naming these fish, they have no imagination. Then we head over to adult Sweetlips. So we got 2 different ones here, and I'll split them up a little bit. So that one there was not a Blackfin. The yellow one was a Blackfin, which is counterintuitive, but it does have black fins, I guess, so makes sense. Also, it's got dots everywhere. And then the other one was a painted Sweetlips. Painted because it has also black dots, but it's not yellow, it's all black. So I mean, I would have called this the black Sweetlips and the other one maybe the painted, but you know, who knows. And now this is one of the coolest places that I dived. The reef was just scattered with fish and everywhere, and there was one particular fish that would be a first for me, which was a shark actually. And I'll just pan up here. You can see shark right there, the shadow. And then I didn't see another shark for literally weeks and weeks later. But anyway, I finally did get to see sharks, so we got white-tip reef sharks around here. They don't really come out during the day, so we were quite lucky in this particular case here. We saw them twice that same day, and then that was it. So that was pretty cool. And then other days, they were just lying on the rocks, just sleeping. No, we are not sleeping, the sharks are sleeping. You can just see there's just everyone just lying there having fun. So these are sharks in here. You can see all the fish in there as well. What's really interesting is that the fish, most of them are swimming upside down. And I didn't realize that until I came back to land and watched the footage myself. Because underwater everything just makes sense. And when you see this on video, it's like, it's weird, but it actually just makes sense when you're down there. This is my own footage actually. The other footage was from a friend. So you can see I got a terrible spot. But what can you do really? And this is a different dive again, where they actually are just sleeping. Just having a rest. Oh, and you can see on this shark there's a remora right there behind the fin. We don't get to see remoras a lot, but they are there. And then finally, stingrays. I mean, who doesn't love a nice stingray? A blue-spotted stingray. We saw loads more stingrays, but... So yeah, that's the end of the video, part 1. If you want to watch more of this kind of stuff, you can just click part 2 right there. Or watch some other videos that I made in the past. Alright, have fun!